Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Sigils. It's time for a visit to mystical Mount Solaris. Atop holy Mount Solaris, winds of jubilance blow in celebration of my second book, Tales of the M16, 16 speculative fiction short stories about war and the veteran experience. So we're a little lower on Mount Solaris now, and the wind isn't so extreme in jubilance for my new book. So yeah, this is my second book, Tales of the M16. And it's 16 science fiction and fantasy short stories about war and the veteran experience. And I wrote this book because I think that's a theme that the world needs today. We're starting all these asinine wars for no reason, and I believe war just leads to more war, violence creates more violence, and I wrote this book to talk about my experiences with the costs of war, how it affects me, and how I've seen it affect the world around me. So I'm going to read you the intro here to Tales of the M16. Author's Forward. In the fourth millennium, I enjoyed a full career as captain of a waste and recycling freighter in the Space Force. War and violence were a distant memory for humanity. We had learned our lesson and availed ourselves of the miraculous second chance we were given, as revealed in the book of Genesis. That's my first book. My starship wasn't even armed, and I knew nothing about fighting. Unfortunately, even in the future, life isn't perfect. From 20 years of dumping refuse into black holes, my proximity to them caused me to develop temporal distortion disorder. Time was no longer a smooth, linear experience for me, and I was shunted back in time to the early 21st century. I went to the Veterans Affairs office and explained my situation, but they told me that they couldn't award benefits for service that hadn't happened yet. Thus, my 20 years of piloting a starship and the benefits I had earned vanished like a cargo hold of junk into a black abyss. In my desperation to regain some benefits, I signed up for a short term in the Army. Those 3 years felt infinitely longer than my 20 in the Space Force, especially because one of them was a brutal combat deployment to Iraq. After my discharge, I wandered the earth, trying to fit in, trying to make something of myself. Every one of my endeavors was nothing more than a castle made of sand. It wasn't because I was from the future that I was an outcast. Oh no. It was because I was now a combat veteran, a participant in killing and destruction, and it had changed me forever. I had been exiled from the consensus reality shared by those who had not had to do what I did. Eventually, I lost my career. I lost my marriage. I lost custody of my children. I lost my home. I lost my possessions except my car and clothes, and I lost all hope. I survived, and during my recovery I went for a walk. While drifting through the forest like a ghost, I remembered the stories we were told in the fourth millennium about war and its costs, the stories that were collectively known as tales of the MX-10. I remembered one story in particular, the Genesis of Rage. It was about a harmless creature summoned from an infernal plane by a warlock, and in a self-fulfilling prophecy, the punishment and ostracization it experiences from sanctimonious humans turn it into the demon they fear. I drew great comfort from this, because although society considered me a dangerous washout, I knew that I had started out as a decent person, and perhaps I could be again. I sat down and wrote this story from memory. In doing so, I became more human and less ghost. Collected here are all the tales of the MX-10, as I can best recall them from the 4th millennium. Please note that these tales are brutal, unjust, insane, and, well, really fucked up. Yet they are also kind, because they are honest. They wash their hands of feel-good platitudes such as, "Thank you for your service," to reveal the horrible, naked face of systematized violence and its aftermath. The tales are drawn from various positions in time and space. While these stories are fanciful flights of speculative fiction and imagination, I assure you that in essence, every last one of them is true. So along with this video, I'm also going to post an audiobook reading of me sharing the 3rd story from this collection, one of my favorites, The Worm of Ur. So you can look for that video as well. And that was recorded in my recording studio at my house without wind and such. So hopefully you'll be able to hear that clearly and enjoy it and get a sense of what this book is all about. Thanks for watching as always. Hope you're doing well.